Hello and welcome to the How Do You View You podcast with your host, Griffin Stein. This is the podcast about self-help, self-therapy, and getting to the next step. Trying to anyway, with the little lessons that life provides. It ain't easy. Anyway, this episode, which is episode 59, I'm only doing 60. It's 5 years coming to an end next month, It's been a long time anyway. Today's lesson, I should say. Today's lesson is called Right on Time or Being on Time. Something about time. I never noticed it before, and just lately. I'm always on time. Like I'm always like, and not even like not chronologically, but like just I show up in people's lives or other people's lives right on time. Without calling, without anything, it's just been happening more and more lately, and I've never paid attention to it. Or people say, "Oh, I was just about to call you," or "I was just thinking about you," or that thing. I have a theory about that. I think I said it before in the episode, but I don't know how to check. I don't know how to check it because nobody really does it, and people might not tell you the exact truth when you do it. But I tell you my theory. My theory is when you think about people, they thinking about you. I don't know how that works or whatever, but I think that when we think about people, we think about each other. Now, we don't always call. That's the other thing. We don't always call, so it's like you can say, "Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about you," but it's like, you didn't really just call, so it's like, I don't know if that, what's in my hat? Dark hats for sale. So that's my theory. My theory is, I'm going to get back to that. I always jump stuff, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's my theory. I think that when you think about somebody, they think about you, and vice versa. That's why sometimes if you pick up the phone and call, they'll be like, "Man, I was just thinking about you." Or if you call them, and anyway, I believe that. So I'll be on time, and it's just I'll be on time, and people tell me, "Man, it's like, man, like I talk to you or something." But anyway, and I don't be doing nothing. I don't be doing nothing extra. I just talk. I'm just there to talk to somebody or show up. I was gonna give you a couple examples, but it's personal stuff, so I don't want to say stuff like that. But I did talk to my auntie. That's not personal, and she had just got home. And usually she goes right upstairs and she doesn't come back down. She's older, so she doesn't come back downstairs when she's up there. Her husband runs her stuff back and forth, up and down the stairs. Anyway, we had a talk, and she was having a dark spot in her life, and she's just finding it hard to get motivated about anything. I mean, you get to a certain age, and this is it. I tried to tell her that I didn't try to tell her. I informed her that she can still find happiness in the world. She just has to be happy. And we had a long discussion about God and her thoughts of God and how God should come together, and her love for God and that and her devotion to God. And when you have something so long in your life, like religion for some people, you can't have you can't have somebody come up and say, "Hey, well, that's bullshit." So I try not to do that. I used to, because I just wanted to flash people and be like, "Nigga, this ain't real." But, which I might go into another show. I think I did it before, like the God in us. So I tried to explain it to her like that. She said, So I'll give you a quick thing on it. It's basically, she was saying all she wanted to do is please God. And I said, "Well, why?" She said, "Well, I just want a place in heaven." I said, "Well, what is heaven to you?" She said, "Well, somewhere where I can just be quiet and praise God and please God," is what she said. And I said, "Well, what do you think God would want to be pleased from you? If as a proud father, what would you think? Or mother, what would you think God would want from you?" And she said, "To be happy." I said, "Well, what would make you happy?" She said, "To please God." And it was cylindrical, and I paused, just like I paused just now, because it was just like, that doesn't, And she said, we finally got down to it, and she was talking about distractions. It's just a lot of noise in the world. And it's designed that way. It's designed to be noisy. So you never can focus. Still on par with being on time, and still on par with the story with my auntie, because that's where I was on time at. For me and for her. I learned from her also. She told me to read Ecclesiastics. So I'm going to try to get through it. She says I speak the Bible, and I've never read it. But she said I must have read it because I'm speaking it too well. And I said, well, it's really common sense. Let me stop looking down. It's really common sense. Anyway, what we talked about was God being in all of us. And Jesus, I guess. I don't know how that all works, but God being in all of us. And when we say, if I know the thing I gave to her was, and I don't know if it's bad or good, but if I was mixed, whatever, I'm still black. Even though I have white in me, or whatever, or Mexican, or whatever, I'm mixed. People gonna say, oh, he's a black guy. So I was thinking, well, why would you claim sinner if you're part of God's children? Why would you claim sinner? Why, of all the things to claim of yourself, you're supposed to be brand new. You're supposed to be of the royal family. Why don't you call yourself a sinner? Why don't you call yourself God? She said no. She said, because God is God. I said, but you have a part of God in you, and you have to learn how to treat that part of God good. And she didn't get it. And then I said it to somebody else, and I thought maybe I was thinking, I have a way of thinking that I think is so simple, but I just don't apply it. Like, I don't think of it that way. I don't think of it as being super hard to understand. So again, I'm probably the one that sound like a goddamn fool. And that's the other thing. You start talking in a certain way, or you start living a certain way, everybody think you're crazy, and you're not. Or you may be, but crazy is such a dismissive word that, that's not really. I just have a different perspective on something else. Now, some would say that's the definition of crazy. But anyway, being on time. So for me, it's for people that I was on time, and so I have to believe. The lesson of all of that is, we get to the lesson of it. The lesson is, I have to believe that I'm always on time, because I'm seeing proof of it every day that I move. I'm missing from when I was a kid. I'm missing accidents by like a second. 3 different times I was up at Big Diamond where we lived at Easter Hill. I said, I'm finna go home. And it could have been for a sandwich. It could have been for anything. But I went downstairs. I went down the hill. Boom, 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 boom. I was out on the front rock. I saw this car go past. I said, we shouldn't. I said, they looked. I said, they looked, and the dude in the back dug down. So we walked behind my house to see if they hit the circle. They hit the circle and turned their lights out. They come, because it's a circle. It's Hinckley Circle. They hit their lights and come back out. They didn't see us. So when they went, I don't even know how they was that brave to come all the way down, is really what the question was. But when we heard them, and we ran up to the top. But once they went out on 20, I think that's 28th now. I don't know how it's set up now, but it was 26th before. I don't know what they call these streets now. But anyway, goddamn, my point is, I miss certain things, by seconds. But not good things. Good things I always see. I wish I just saw things the way they were supposed to be seen, in the right perspective is what I mean to say. Anyway, being on time. Time-wise also, I like being on. I try to be on time, because so many people don't be. So when you do, it just shows a different kind of mental state. I like to be there. I like to prepare. I like to be the first one there, and usually I'm the last one to leave. Anybody that know you will tell you, I used to stay and clean up. I felt a duty. I don't do that anymore, because I just don't. trying to be, I am being a more me person. And I know it really feels selfish. I ain't even gonna lie to you, it really feels selfish, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it. I am of no help to no one doing it. And I'll go into it because it's still on time. And then when you think about how you not on time, or you not doing stuff at the right time because you feel like you wasted time. And perfect example is this podcast. This podcast and everything I've done in the past 5 years, the pandemic, when the pandemic started, that's when I started all of this. I started all of it. The dark network, the all of the podcasts, the music. I started my music back up. I started writing. I started doing all of the stuff, videos. I just got active, really active. And I know if you look at the first video and you tell, this is the same shirt, but this shirt is super, super big. But I've lost weight. My life has changed from the 5 years. So I know it wasn't a waste of time. It's just when you really get to it, you think, and I'm gonna go over it because in the first podcast I was like, yeah, I figure if a person puts in 5 years of hard work, he'll be a millionaire. If he I put out 6 albums in that time. And I got to work with people that I admire, Esham and RBX. I got to work with them, and I actually got to work with First Degree, but trying to get some land. I was trying to buy land. He got me pre-qualified and everything. So he was doing housing. So it's people that I got to meet, that I'd always admired, and it's not over. And this might just be the beginning, but what I'm saying is, it wasn't for wasteful. I'm at a different place now where I don't even tell you the truth. That life, that Hollywood life, that up in people's face, all of that, that's a bit much. That is a bit much. And I know what I am, and I know the realistic of what can happen. But I won't put a limit on it, and anything could happen. I could put a book out and an album, and they want to see me here and here, and now I'm part of this thing, and I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be in traffic and then people almost hit me trying to see who I am, or even at a very low level. I don't like being recognized. I still got PTSD. So I'm working on not reacting when I hear these loud ass cars sound like gunshots, and I'm trying to fucking work through, just not jerking around, because you just look like and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change my location. You can't change the people. You can't change the city. The city is going to be what the city is. So I have to change my location, which is right on time. That's what I'm saying. Everything is right on time. It's just me trying to believe in that everything is right on time, that I'm on time. And it ain't easy. It ain't easy when you have, other people, waiting on you, or putting their hang-ups on you. Like it really is your responsibility. And it ain't easy to cut ties with people or just step back, because I can't be, I just can't be what some people need me to be right now, or what I used to be. And that is a tool. That was a tool. I made myself available for that. So now I'm just making myself unavailable for it. And it ruffled feathers. It hurt people. Only because they don't understand what I'm trying to do. And I was told not to speak on what I'm trying to do anymore. So, and I believe it now. But I didn't believe it before. And then that's what I'm saying. I go back. So now I double back. And I'm like, was all of these years I was trying to be transparent. I think that's what it was. I was trying to be transparent to show everybody that we could all go together. We can't. We cannot. We cannot. I have to take care of myself first. Get myself to a place where I can, help. But I have to help myself first. Which is, again, I was talking to my auntie about being kind to the God in you. If you want to please God, you have to make yourself healthy first so that you can reach out and help others. And I don't think happy is that far away. And I'll tell you another thing, since, because that's my part, that's my spiel on time. It's just I be in the right place for the right stuff all the time. All the time. Ride my bike, I just missed. So all the time you in the right place. And I have to tell myself that and remember it, because that's part of patience. That's part of patience. And I need that. If you can find patience, within your life, you're gonna discover peace. It's no way around it. Once you find patience and you slow yourself down, I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. I'm telling you, once you're not hitting your horn at these people, or you not, if they look, because my auntie was talking about distractions. Distractions are only stuff that you allow in. It's only what you allow. Only what you allow. So you have to get to a point where this stuff doesn't bother you. Not that you're not aware of it, but that it doesn't bother you. Nothing, if God is the most important, I'm going to my auntie now. If God is the most important thing to you, nothing should be able to distract you. So I told her to write her thoughts down. You know we doing Purple Hen Press. So I told her to write her thoughts down, get them all, whatchamacallit, and we'll write an outline and we'll write a book. And it gave purpose to her life for a little bit. She's excited again about writing this and who the people is going to help. People just need something to focus on. If you have focus, the distractions are going to be there. It's just how susceptible are you to them. Sugar, cocaine, crack, drugs, all drugs, they're going to be there. And then those are distractions. Some other people say they can make you get to that other level, but you have to be at that level clear-headed first, sober, so that this can take you to that next level. You're not in your right mind. So, yeah, you getting high to get rid of all the PTSD, or because you got, a wreck, or you got a bad baby mama and she out here doing stuff that you don't like. But that's not, if you're not, all you're going to do is sit there and think about that. Man, I know people like that. They sit there and wallow, drunk or high, in their self stuff, in the muck. And then you're not gonna lift up in the muck. You're just gonna find it easy to move through muck. You're just looking for pacifiers and crutches and little muck boats to get through it. And that's what all of that stuff is. And that's what the TV is. That's what all of these distractions are. That's what this show is. But this is supposed to be edutainment. So it's supposed to be educational and some kind of a somewhat funny or whatever, or real life. Or maybe it's just a break from you not, knowing that you're not the only person to think this way. And I'm learning that. I'm very much learning that. So anyway, that's that. But I was thinking about, I used to always say I didn't want to live forever. Like, man, fuck this. I don't want to live here forever. These people, this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was thinking, like, if I, just hypothetically, if I had my land where I was going to be, I'm growing my own food, I can shoot my guns, swim, cook anything on my land. I can go get the animals I want, feed them, get them, have them a very good life. Only people that will come to where I'm at are people that I invite, because it's 100 acres. What you gonna do? Just pop up there? And then I'm just tooling around, fucking around and stuff, creating and just doing things. I don't, just growing and seeing things live, man, I can live forever like that. That's why I'm saying heaven can be on earth if you can get happy. The reason I used to say I didn't want to live forever. Who want to live in this? Who want to live in it? Who want to live bills? Who want to live? I don't want to live forever paying bills and taxes and this, that, and the third. I know there's a way out of that. that was the part where I was finna go into what I know, and I'm not. I'm going to say I know that there's a way not to pay taxes, and I know people that's doing it. Well, I don't know people that's doing it, but I've read about people that's doing that have a way to do it, and I'm not an unbright person, so I know I can figure it out. I just need to know the rules, and that's another thing. I'm getting very slippery on what rules are and what rules ain't. Like when people tell me, "Oh, I can't do that because I don't have this," I was like, "Well, you got this, you can do that." People ain't ready for that. I'm a problem solver, and I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it because I'm not trying to find people's excuses or nothing. I'm trying to get to a goal, and I'm getting to be very good at getting to goals, or at least making a plan to it. I know where I want to be, and I know where I'm at. Somewhere in here, I can build my step. I got to build steps to get here. I know that I need this. You start throwing shit in there, and then eventually you got a ladder to get where you need to get to. That's not common. That is not common. That's not common. I'm a builder. Even though I keep cutting my hands. But even though my hands I'm not a builder. I mean, I'm a builder even though my hands aren't conditioned for that. Like I can build. I can tell you what to do, or I can see what needs to be done and just do it. Some people you got to keep telling them piece by piece what to do. I don't need people like that around me. I don't. But I know there's people out here that's like me. And I really can't wait to find them right on time. I almost said it. Man, I hope I can live to see them, but it's going to happen. And when that happens, it's going to be a big old thing, and then we're gonna build everything we need to build. And I am actually looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to that. Well, not the building, but I mean, yes, the building, but I'm talking about getting to my land where I can make my own part of the world mine comfortable and sustain me. If I can get food, clothing, and shelter off my land, there's no other bills that I really need. And whatever taxes they need from me, they can come find it. But yeah, I mean, what else you need money for if you got food, clothing, and shelter? What else do you need money for? And they say that money is the root of all evil, but they ain't have money all the time. Money is it's probably only 2,000 years old. And Cain killed Abel, and it wasn't about money. I don't even remember what it was about, but people been killing people from the beginning of time. So they can blame it on the lack of money, but I know that without money, people would still kill people, but they wouldn't kill me. It's no reason to. All I'm doing is helping. And that's the other thing I want to feed. I really want to feed people with good food, with good vegetables and good fruits and even good meat. I was thinking about trying to do chickens and free range chickens, and you got to kill them though. I don't know about that. The way people talk about it is, oh, well, you resolved because you gave him a good life and you did this and you did that. But if I'm calling some damn chicken Henrietta for 4 or 5 weeks and then, nigga, I ain't finna, especially if it has a personality. I can't kill nothing with no personality. Not to make money. If I was starving, then you gotta do what you gotta do. And if I'm growing right, I should have plenty of acorns or anyway. But it's just the act of killing. It ain't really the killing. What am I saying? It's not the work of doing it, because I know how to do it. I've did it before. I mean, not kill, but I cut off a head. I actually even plucked out a heart. Not the lungs though. Not the lungs and the stomach. But that was, I cut up a chicken. I can cut up a chicken. I can debone a chicken. Well, I used to. When I was a kid, my mama said cut up that chicken. We cut up chicken. Shit. So I know how to cut up a chicken. I know where all the joints are. And I know a lot of people don't know that, So I know I could do it. It's just the thought of taking a life so that I can make money. I probably won't be able to do that. And then again, I probably will, because of the fact that it's people that's going to eat chicken anyway. They might as well get a good chicken. And I know that I can provide that good chicken. It had a good life, and to me, it tastes better. Because I didn't think... All right, I'm gonna just say it. I didn't think about it, but chicken. The way that they do the animals in this mass stuff, it ain't the best conditions. Without sounding like a vampire, if your meat is scared all the time, or cramped, or malnutrition, or fed something that it ain't, that meat is not going to be good. And what person, what big people that's not for profit will feed these animals what they need to eat to be happy animals? Zero. You said it. Zero. I would. And because I'd be eating it. So they'll be scratching the ground, they'll be doing it, which means the chicken will taste like chicken, which a lot of people ain't ready for. I'm thinking about doing it only because I know I can ship those chickens all over the world, or at least in the US. I don't think you can ship meat over the world, but even in them containers. But I don't know, thinking about it. Because I have to have a way of sustaining myself. I'm trying to get the book started. No, I'm getting the book started. The books is getting wrote as we speak, albums and everything. That would be great if I could drop a book, every time I drop a book, I can get 10,000 people to buy the book. 10,000 people to buy the book. Worldwide, 10,000 people. And I drop 2 books a year and then 2 albums. 10,000 people buy the album, 10,000 people buy the book. 10,000 people buy my merch, Segway. We got dark hats. I just redid my my website. I rebought the name and everything, and it upgraded to a SSL certificate so that when I added a cart, people won't lose their whatchamacallit. So I got the dark hats, defining art, respect, knowledge, and then I got the beanies. I got the OCAR mouse pads, if people still use mouse pads. I got dark shirts, black and red. I'm gonna start putting stuff up. I got my logo that I gotta finish. So I'm excited about that because I've always been wanting that logo. And I got two numbers for seamstresses. So I'm gonna see if I can get this idea to work for this. See how it look. I'm gonna wear it regardless how it look, but I'm gonna go and see how it look. And I want to tell you what it is, but I'm trying to not say anything, and then when I have it, do it. I just wanted people to know stuff. So I'm gonna try this because I haven't been doing that before. So I'm gonna just pop up with merch one day and be ready for the world. But I can tell you that the books are coming soon. A Capricorn in October I'm still writing it. That's a Capricorn in October. So it's a Capricorn in October, a compilation of rhyme and thought, or thought and rhyme. And it's just what I thought in October. I'm usually darker in October, and it's right about the time where December is and all of this. So I think it's time for me to lock down. So usually that's the thing. And as I say in the book, in the story, I feel like I'm in the October of my life where, I just feel like I'm in October. I'm 50. And a black man at 50, nigga, 20 years tops. If I'm healthy and stay out of cops' eyes and stay out of the government way. If I start talking too much good shit, you just referred to Killing Kunta Kinte, the remix, please. If you want to know my thoughts on that, and somebody please, when if something happens, please listen to Kente and raise some stank. Anyway, but that ain't gonna happen. I'm in the right place at the right time. Unless my death is what's gonna spark a revolution, I'm all for it. I'd rather live in my garden, but if I know that the children after me is gonna live somehow, I die anyway, one way or another. So that's better than, anything else. Anything else. Anyway, it's episode 59, lesson 59. I appreciate everybody. I don't know what I'm gonna do for 60. I might skip November and do it in December, or I might just do a 2-part where it's 60-60, where I just go over the guests of what I was talking about and see where they're at. Or really what I wanted to do is listen to my old podcast and see if I'm living what I said I was going to be living 5 years ago when I started this episode, when I started the How Do You View You. But anyway, I appreciate everybody. I know there's people in Brazil listening. I think it was Sao Paulo. Somebody in Grenada. Richmond. There's people in Richmond. I just appreciate it. I know. So I don't do a lot of stuff because I just don't like that kind of, name dropping is what I mean to say. I don't like to do that. And I know that's probably, that sensationalism is the way, but right on time, this is what I feel comfortable doing. And this is what I still feel comfortable doing. In fact, I might redo this just every 3 months or so. The problem is you got to pay $12 a month through Blueberry to keep it up. If you don't pay that money, they drop all your episodes. So they found a way to, get you again. Once again, it's another subscription. Medicine is a subscription. Everything is a subscription. They just finding ways to take money from you all the time. And I know I can, now I upgraded my website. I can put episodes on there. So they won't be lost. And I have some of them, but some of them I do not have. Because I wasn't doing video at first. At first it was just audio with like Miss Shiloh and even Galia. And some of those I probably should do over. Raven was on, but Raven came back. So Raven was that. Even Galia's husband, Mr. Palmer, he was when I was just doing it with audio. I was just doing audio. So it came a long way. I mean, I don't know what I expected, but I'm gonna look and see what I expected. And anyway, it's almost over. It's almost over. That has been your episode of How Do You View You? Right on time. Peace.